So, you're thinking about moving to Canada in 2026. Well, you're not alone. Hundreds of thousands of people made the jump last year. But here's the thing, it's not quite as simple as just packing a bag and hopping on a plane. In this explainer, we're going to give you the roadmap you need to really navigate the move to Canada, from picking the right city to crushing your first week on the ground.
All right, first things first. If you've been Googling Discover Canada, you might have already stumbled into a really common trap. Let's clear that up right now, because honestly, getting this wrong can send you down a completely useless rabbit hole.
See, on one side, you've got what we're talking about today, the real-world, practical journey of actually settling in. But on the other side, you've got the official Discover Canada study guide from the government. That's for your citizenship test, which, let's be real, is at least 3 years down the road for you. We're focused on the here and now, finding your spot in Canada.
Now, here's maybe the most important thing you need to understand about Canada. It's not one single country. It's more like a collection of a dozen different countries, each with its own vibe, its own economy, its own weather. Your entire experience can change the second you cross a provincial border. So how do you find your fit? Well, it all comes down to understanding the trade-off.
Let's start right in the economic engine of the country, Ontario. This is where the money is. It's home to Canada's financial hub, a booming tech sector. It's ambitious, it's fast-paced, it's where things happen. But, and it's a big but, all that opportunity comes with a seriously hefty price tag.
Just take a look at this number. That's the average rent for a single one-bedroom apartment in Toronto, every single month. To put that into perspective for you, using the standard rule that housing should be about 30% of your income, you'd need to be making over $100,000 a year just to comfortably afford rent. That's the huge challenge you've got to solve if Ontario is your goal.
Okay, now let's fly all the way out west to British Columbia, where the vibe is a complete 180. Think laid back, health conscious, and just stunningly beautiful. I mean, it's the only place in Canada where you can literally go skiing in the morning and hang out at the beach in the afternoon. But that lifestyle comes at a cost so well known it actually has a nickname, the Sunshine Tax. And here's that tax, right there in black and white. A one-bedroom in Vancouver is going to set you back almost $2,900 a month. That makes it the most expensive city in the entire country, hands down. That incredible mountain view from your window? Yep, it comes with a very, very real price tag.
Looking for a different kind of opportunity? Let's head to the prairies. This region is younger, it's got a real entrepreneurial spirit, and it offers a much more affordable path. Cities like Calgary and Edmonton are booming, especially with engineering and energy jobs. And here's the huge bonus. Alberta is the only province with no provincial sales tax. That's like getting an instant 5 to 10% discount on almost everything you buy. It's a game changer.
Finally, let's go all the way east to Atlantic Canada, where the focus really shifts from hustle to community. Life just moves at a different speed out here in these beautiful coastal towns. And thanks to special programs like the Atlantic Immigration Program, this region is becoming a new hotspot for newcomers who are looking for that strong sense of belonging, plus a surprisingly cool and growing tech scene.
But don't mistake a slower pace for a cheap price tag anymore. The secret is definitely out. Halifax, which is the region's biggest city, is growing like crazy, and rents are now over $2,000. Now that's still way more affordable than Toronto or Vancouver, but it's a pretty clear sign that the cost of living is climbing everywhere. Okay, so we've toured the regions. Now it's time for a proper reality check. Let's move past the pretty postcard images for a minute and really dig into the hard data you'll need to balance that Canadian dream with the day-to-day reality of your budget and your career.
This slide pretty much lays it all out. Just look at the extremes here. You could have a mild winter in Vancouver for almost $3,000 a month, or you could brave a bone-chilling -18 winter in Winnipeg for less than half of that. Your salary, your comfort, your career, it's all right here in this table.
And let's just put that into perspective. The difference in rent between Vancouver and Winnipeg is over $1,400 a month. That's more than $17,000 a year. This one choice, where you decide to put down roots, is easily the biggest financial decision you are going to make as a newcomer.
Now, beyond housing, there's the incredibly frustrating reality of what many call the credential crisis. You could be a highly skilled professional, a doctor, an engineer, you name it. You arrive in Canada and you find out your foreign credentials aren't immediately recognized. This quote right here is your survival guide. You have to plan for a temporary survival job or a bridging program while you go through the long process of getting recertified.
And the housing challenge isn't just about high rent. Vacancy rates in the big cities are critically low, like 1 or 2%. And landlords are going to ask for a Canadian credit history, which, of course, you don't have yet. So what's the solution?
You got to think outside the box. Look at secondary cities near the major hubs. A place like London, Ontario, or Moncton, New Brunswick could save you 20 to 30% on rent and have way more options available.
Okay, so with all those challenges in mind, how do you actually succeed? Let's switch gears from problems to solutions. This is your action plan. This is the roadmap that will take you from the moment you get approved to becoming a thriving member of Canadian society.
Your whole journey really breaks down into 3 phases. The work starts before you even land, with amazing free pre-arrival services. Then you have that critical first week, which is all about getting the essential paperwork done. And finally, you shift to the long-term game, integration, which is all about building your new financial life in Canada.
Let's just zoom in on that first week, because it is make or break. These 2 steps are your absolute non-negotiable top priorities. First, you walk into a Service Canada office and get your social insurance number, your SIN. You cannot legally work or get paid without it. It's that simple. Second, apply for your provincial health card immediately. Don't wait, because there can be waiting periods.
And that brings us right back to the main theme of this whole explainer, doesn't it? After all the data and the checklists, the decision really just comes down to you. There is no single best province. The only way to find your fit is to really understand these regional trade-offs and then choose what matters most to you.
So, as you get ready to start this exciting new chapter, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What are you willing to trade for a new beginning? A higher salary for a shorter commute? A mild winter for a much smaller apartment? An exciting job for a quieter community? Answering that's the first and honestly the most important step in truly discovering your Canada.